Ever wondered how a 12-year-old could teach adults profound truths? Imagine the scene: bustling Jerusalem, a city alive with the energy of the annual feast of the Passover, the air thick with the scent of spices, the city streets teeming with people from all walks of life. The heart of this vibrant city is the temple, a beacon of reverence and devotion, its sacred halls filled with scholars and religious leaders. In the midst of this, picture a young boy just on the cusp of manhood. According to Jewish tradition, a boy becomes a man at the age of 12. This is a significant rite of passage, a time when he is expected to take on the responsibilities and privileges of an adult within the community. It is a momentous occasion, a time of change and growth, of anticipation and promise. Now consider this: what if this 12-year-old boy was not just any boy, but someone extraordinary? Someone who, even at this tender age, could engage with the scholars, debate with the religious leaders, and leave them astounded with his insight and wisdom. This is not a tale of fiction, but a story rooted in history, a narrative that has been shared and cherished for generations. The boy in our story is no ordinary child. He is a figure revered by millions around the world, a symbol of hope, love, and redemption. His teachings have shaped the course of history and continue to inspire people to this day. And yet, at the age of 12, he was just a boy. A boy with an extraordinary destiny, yes, but a boy nonetheless. This is the story of that boy in that temple during that Passover feast. A story of a 12-year-old who taught adults profound truths, who challenged established norms, who dared to question, and in doing so, changed the world. Now let's delve into the story of a 12-year-old boy who astounded the scholars of his time. Imagine the panic of losing a child in a bustling city during a major festival. This is precisely the situation Mary and Joseph found themselves in during one of the most significant Jewish celebrations, the Passover. As devout Jews, they had made the pilgrimage to Jerusalem as was their custom. But in the hustle and bustle of the journey back home, they realized something was amiss. Their 12-year-old son, Jesus, was not with them. A sense of dread quickly replaced the joy of the festival. Their beloved child, entrusted to them by divine providence, was missing. The realization was like a cold wind, chilling them to the bone and leaving them in a state of panic. The couple hastily retraced their steps, their hearts pounding with anxiety. They asked among their relatives and friends, but no one had seen Jesus. Each negative response only increased their desperation. They had lost track of their child in the enormous crowd of pilgrims and city dwellers. Their son was alone in the teeming city of Jerusalem, a place brimming with strangers and potential dangers. Imagine their desperation, their fear. The city was a labyrinth, its narrow streets twisting and turning, filled with people from all walks of life. The task of finding one boy in this sea of faces seemed impossible, and yet they had no choice but to continue their search. Their journey back to Jerusalem was a race against time, driven by a single purpose: to find Jesus. Every moment that passed, every corner turned, every face searched, heightened their worry. The hours turned into days, each one longer and more agonizing than the last. But little did they know, their search was leading them to a revelation, a moment that would forever change their understanding of their son. Their frantic search leads them back to Jerusalem, where they find Jesus in the most unexpected of places. Scene script. Picture a 12-year-old boy, amidst scholars and teachers, not just listening, but teaching. In the heart of Jerusalem, within the sacred walls of the temple, a remarkable scene unfolds. A boy of merely 12 summers sits among the learned men, the scholars and teachers of the law. He is not an observer, but an active participant in the conversations that usually echo off these ancient walls. Rather than being intimidated by the gravitas of his surroundings and the wisdom of his elders, he engages them with a confidence and intelligence that belies his tender age. Imagine the scholars, their brows furrowed in concentration, their beards stroking thoughtfully as they listen to this young voice. They're not just humoring him out of politeness or amusement. No, their eyes shine with genuine interest and, dare we say, admiration. This boy speaks with an understanding and depth that leaves them in awe. He asks questions that challenge their knowledge, and his answers to their queries reveal a wisdom far beyond his years. He doesn't recite texts verbatim like a parrot, nor does he merely regurgitate what he's been taught. He interprets, he explains, he extrapolates. He offers fresh perspectives and insightful interpretations, making the scholars rethink their long-held beliefs and assumptions. His words are not just the echoes of others' thoughts. They carry a unique resonance, a divine wisdom that sets him apart. This young boy, in his simple robe and sandals, sitting amidst the venerable scholars in their grand robes, is not dwarfed by their presence. Instead, he shines, his light undimmed by their shadows. His words flow like a river, steady and sure, leaving the scholars in silent reverence of his wisdom. The temple, usually a place of teaching, becomes a place of learning, not just for the boy, but for the wise men too. They find themselves learning from a child, their roles reversed in the face of his extraordinary wisdom. This was no ordinary child. His wisdom was beyond his years and his insights divine. Relief, joy, and a tinge of reprimand, the emotions of parents finding their lost child. The scene shifts to Mary and Joseph, their hearts pounding with an uncontainable mix of emotions as they finally reunite with their son, Jesus. Imagine the weight lifted from their shoulders as their eyes meet the familiar face of their child. The air around them shimmers with relief, their hearts echoing the rhythm of joy. But then comes the inevitable, the parental instinct to reprimand for causing such worry. Mary, her voice soft yet chiding, steps forward. She questions Jesus, her words laced with the concern of a mother. "Son, why have you treated us like this? Your father and I have been anxiously searching for you." Her reprimand, though gentle, is a reflection of the fear and anxiety they had endured. Yet in this moment of reunion, it also serves as a reminder of their deep love and concern for Jesus. But the reply from Jesus is not what one would expect from a typical 12-year-old. His response, simple yet profound, leaves them bewildered. He says, "Why were you searching for me? Didn't you know I had to be in my Father's house?" This statement, coming from a boy of just 12 years, isn't something one hears every day. It's a declaration that goes beyond his years, revealing a wisdom and understanding far greater than his age would suggest. As we delve deeper into this statement, we begin to see its true significance. Jesus, even at such a tender age, is aware of his divine mission. He knows that he belongs not just to his earthly parents, but also to his heavenly Father. He understands that his true home is not a physical place, but a spiritual one, the house of his Father. A profound statement from a 12-year-old indicating his divine mission. It's a moment that not only highlights the extraordinary nature of Jesus, but also sets the stage for the remarkable journey he is about to embark upon. A child teaching adults. What can we learn from this? This narrative of Jesus entering the temple at 12 years old to teach the elders is more than just a testament to his divine wisdom at an early age. It serves as a profound illustration of a universal truth that wisdom is not confined to the old, and that enlightenment can spring from the most unexpected of sources. In this remarkable story, we see a young Jesus who, despite his tender age, possesses a profound understanding of his divine mission. His wisdom, his clarity, and his courage to converse with learned elders signify that age is no barrier to knowledge or understanding. This narrative encourages us to reflect on our own understanding of divine wisdom. Are we open to it regardless of where it comes from? Do we seek it with the humility of a learner, irrespective of our age or status? Are we ready to impart it notwithstanding our youth or inexperience? The boy Jesus in the temple is a powerful symbol of divine wisdom. He didn't just understand his divine mission, he lived it. He didn't just acquire wisdom, he imparted it. And he didn't let his age or status deter him from his divine path. This narrative is a reminder that wisdom can be found in the unlikeliest of places. It encourages us to remain open, to be humble learners, and to consider that the next profound insight might come from a place we least expect. In a world that often equates age with wisdom, this narrative is a poignant reminder that wisdom can come from anyone, at any age. It encourages us to seek understanding, to remain open to learning, and to be willing to impart wisdom, regardless of our age or status. In the end, it's not about age, but